So what I'm about to go over is kind of a little bit unscripted, and it's also just a list of little ideas and things that have been going on lately that may or may not be long enough to make it into an entire video. So I'm just gonna go rapid fire through a lot of these ideas, and basically they're gonna be mini theories from multiple things. Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, MLP, blah 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 blah. So, anyway, vamos! Quick! Think of the saddest movie or TV show scene you've ever seen. Sadder. Sadder. Okay, good. Now imagine the scene, but twice as sad. So sad that you can feel the tears being forcibly ripped from your eye ducts. Now at this point, if you aren't thinking of Big Henry, then you're just incorrect. You're wrong. Now if you are unaware of the story of Big Henry, let me catch you up really quick. Basically, the Oak Tree siblings had a meaningless, petty, and also slightly illegal, might I add, competition over who was the best golfer. Not between each other though. This was in between her and this other rich girl nobody likes. So anyway, come to find out, this mini golf course has an infestation of tiny mutant beetles that look like golf balls. These golf ball people became sentient, hyper-intelligent beings bent on their revenge of humanity. They succeed in achieving their revenge by mildly inconveniencing golfers. Coincidentally, these golf beetles have their own meaningless, petty, and mildly illegal squabble to deal with. And that is, who is the most mildly inconveniencing golf beetle? So they compete for a magical, golden, foretold by prophecy sticker to finally prove who is the best. They compete by helping Mordecai cheat. Whoever is the best cheater wins. Now back to Henry. This man's a trooper. They freaking earned that win. Henry died. Or did he? Now this isn't a big in-depth analysis or anything, but I read this somewhere and any shred of hope for Henry is something that needs to be expanded upon. So is there a shred of hope for Henry? Yes. Yes there is. Henry walked into the mines in the midst of a lethal gas leak, pushing a minecart with his golf ball in it until his final breath was given. Or, I mean, it looks like his final breath. He's kind of just laying there. But maybe he's giving little baby breaths, you know, like... Soon after this, the ball goes into the hole, Blondie gets mad, and Marky Moo, Macintosh, Mabel, lifts the roof off of the mine. You see these guys? They can see each other. Air is passing up and down here, down and up and down, which means if Henry had any life left in him at all, Henry might have survived. Mini theory number 2. Starlight Glimmer. You know who she is? She's the main villain of this season. But a lot of people were confused when she showed up, like they thought that they've seen her before. And that would be because she looks strikingly similar to another character that's already in the show. Arya, a siren from the human world. Her alternate universe form is of course a siren, not even a pony at all. So this doesn't really make sense, except that for whatever reason, on the Wikipedia page anyway, there is an image of a pony version of Arya that is shown throughout merchandise. I don't know what the basis of this is, or where it comes from, or why, but it's pretty interesting. I mean, maybe there's a connection here, maybe they're the same person. Next! The other idea I've had floating around my mind for a while is, what is Fluttershy's job? Like, she doesn't have one. Everyone has one except her. Applejack, she runs a farm. Rainbow Dash clears the weather and stuff. Pinkie is a cashier and a cook. But Fluttershy just kind of has animals. Like, every once in a while she has a special job, like teaching birds to sing for an event. But what is her actual job? What does she do? How does she get money? See, this is intriguing to me because she also is the one person who lives super far away from everyone else, separated from the rest of the town. Is she pet sitting, or does she just have wild animals that she's domesticated herself? I've never seen any owners come by and claim these pets or anything. Next! Steven is gonna get poofed. Or something. Something's gonna happen to him anyway. See, Onion Gang was a really interesting episode. I liked it, it was fun, but it didn't really do anything for the show or anything like that. But at this point, we've learned that this show is a pretty in-depth one, that very little is done for just for fun. A lot of it builds into the actual story. Now, I read part of this idea somewhere, I don't remember where, it might have been a video or a blog or something like that, I don't remember. But this may be a literary parallel for what's going to happen in the future. See, here, one of Onion's friends just kind of pretends to get hurt and die or something, and then he comes back and is like, nah, I was faking all along. And then Steven has this like weird revelation that feels really out of place. Is he okay? You were faking the whole time? Oh, okay, moving on. Like, why is that there? What does this have to do with anything? It seems like something that writers would put in specifically to foreshadow something that's gonna happen soon. I think this is probably gonna happen with Steven himself. Steven is going to get hurt, or get poofed, or something similar to that. Steven might get hurt so badly that he nearly dies. And since we don't know whether or not Steven can poof or not, or rebuild his body, people might just assume him to be dead. But in reality, what's going to happen is his body is going to reconstruct itself just like gems normally do, and everyone's going to be surprised, and it's going to be something that's unsure for a little bit, and everything's going to turn out okay. That's my guess anyway, based on the foreshadowing and the ambiguousness that was set up as far as him poofing goes. Next! I've had this idea for a really long time, and I really hope it happens, and I really would like to think it will. And this idea isn't much of a theory or a mini-theory or anything, but it's a really good idea. Okay, so there's this whole idea, you know, that Greg can't fuse with a gem because he's a human. However, Steven can fuse with a gem. Steven can also fuse with a human, Connie. So logically, you would think that he could fuse with Connie, and then Stevani, their fusion, could also fuse with another gem. So therefore, a human can fuse with a gem. Or in fact, Greg could probably technically fuse with Rose. He just has to fuse with Steven, and that's what he's been wanting to try to do all this time. It would be accomplished right there. Now I have this idea. I don't know if it's ever going to happen or not, but it could solve a lot of problems. If there's a gem war, and the gems come and try to attack Earth, if they come and try to destroy everyone, if they bring their entire army and their full power, Earth is pretty much screwed. Except for one thing. Homeworld has this aversion to fusion. What they think of fusion is exemplified by their experiments with shards, with the cluster. They don't think of it as something that you can just use casually. And this is why Big Buff Cheeto Puff here never fused with anyone until after losing her fights. She thought it was a cheap means of getting stronger. She thought it was cheap. So Homeworld probably won't use this and hasn't used it in the same way that Steven can. He can fuse with Greg, he can fuse with Connie, he can fuse with all of the crystal gems. If all of Beach City was in terror of this alien army, if they were all in one accord and one mind, afraid of dying, in defiance of the gem homeworld, they could all fuse together. The entire city could fuse together into one planet-sized gem creature because of Steven. Like, I could just see them losing the battle, they think the battle's lost and over, and then Steven's like, wait, let's just all fuse. Everyone fuses and boom, they destroy everything, they win. I don't know if that'll ever actually happen or not, but hey, I think it's a cool idea. It would be cool to see a behemoth galaxy-sized gem thing. If a fusion is more than the sum of their parts, and the sum of their parts is an entire city, then this fusion is going to be one behemoth of a fusion. Anyway, these are my mini theories, all sorts of different things. Hope you enjoyed watching. Subscribe, look at my Patreon, do all that other fun stuff. Bye-bye. I forgot to say your names in the last video like I said I would in every video, so I'll make up for it by saying it twice. Basically just spent a minute repeating all the names over and over, so I'm probably going to edit it together in some wonky way. So, hope that doesn't sound too weird. KJ.
David Star.
Jason. Alex.
The pony.
You know, let's get it live.